facing a game in which there's not a whole lot of implications for anything. What's the mood of the team this week?
I mean, of course, we're disappointed by last week's result, and we wanted to be in playoff contention. But nonetheless, I think kind of coming out into this last week, and I think it's an opportunity for all the guys to kind of finish out the season on a strong note, a positive note, and yeah, kind of go into the off season in a good mood, and then yeah, just look forward to next year. So I think it's a good way to close it off.
If you had to put your finger on like the one thing that prevented y'all from making the playoffs this year, what would it be, and how did it affect you?
Yeah, I don't think you can really narrow it down to one thing. That's way too complex to really break down. It's a game, it's a long season, and a multitude of factors come in. Injuries come in, different mentalities, different teams. It's just way too many factors. You can't really put one thing on it.
NYCFC, obviously y'all played them before a few times. What do you expect from them on Sunday?
They're a team that play good football. They're a team that with a lot of talent, a lot of young talent, a bunch of veterans as well. So I think it's important for us to play the football that we know, the tactics that the coaching staff gives us, and yeah, finish the year strong.
Have you had any discussions yet with the front office about your situation for next year?
Nope.
No.
Understood. Is that nerve-wracking? Is it common?
I mean, this is the first time I've been out of contract. Before I always had option years, just on the draft contract that I was on. So this is the first time that it's kind of where I've come to the end of my contract. But nonetheless, the season hasn't ended yet, and we'll see with what my agent and what the front office has to speak over the next month or so, I guess, and then go from there.
Amar, like you said, the season's not over yet, but this might be a game that's tough for fans to get excited about. Is there anything you'd like to say to them to get them excited for Sunday?
Yeah, no, I think it's important. I think without the fans of this club, I don't think you don't have a club to begin with. So their energy and their support and their passion honestly does fuel us. I think that's what kind of brings a different energy and fire out of us at home. And when they're rooting for us in the 89th minute and we're able to score goals in the last couple minutes, like it comes from them. It's that adrenaline, it's that energy, it's that passion, and it may not be a game that has real value to it at the end of the day, since we are out of playoffs. But nonetheless, I think it's a game that everyone's going to leave everything on the field as we prepare for next season. So I think that needs to be on everybody's mind. Is we fell short of our objectives this year, but next year we're going to come back stronger and better.
This is, in my memory, the first really meaningless game for the club in 6 years. Every decision day, there's something been on the line. Is that a compliment to the franchise that it's gone this long without having just kind of a game with no real value?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think you can look at many clubs around this league, and it's a consistent thing. So for Atlanta to kind of be struggling, I guess, in quotations at this point right now, I mean, we do have an MLS Cup, which many other clubs don't. So I think there's a lot of things that this club needs to be happy about. Of course, this isn't one of them, not being in playoffs. But like I said, it's a little step back, and then everyone reevaluates themselves, their season. All the players need to do the same, and then yeah, we kind of jump back at it next year.
Anything else from Mark?
We might not get to talk to you again. What was the good of this season? What do y'all think y'all did well?
I think the good of the season. It's really hard to answer that, because there's a lot of good things that come about starting to kind of build a culture. Of course, like Gonzalo and the coaching staff, this was like their first preseason with the team. So I think it's kind of rooting of what we kind of want to build with the team, and the friendships and the relationships and the trust on the field. Also off the field is important. But I think it was a good stepping stone into the future plans that the kind of coaching staff has for the team, and kind of what rules are going to be around for next year, and the identity of style of play we want to play, and just the aggression that we're going to have after not succeeding this year. So I think that's kind of taking a bad year to make it good.
It's probably a good place to end it. Anything else? Great.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you guys.
Just what's been the mood of the players, the team, the coaching staff this week?
Well, you can guess it's not the same. Obviously, still disappointed, but I mean we have to do what we have to do. We have to go through the sessions. The session's been okay, so just trying to continue, trying to prep the team for Sunday.
And how do you approach Sunday? Do you roll out the same starting lineup? Do you give some other guys a look? I don't know. It's a game that doesn't have a whole lot of riding on it, I guess.
Well, for me, it's important. It's important. It's in front of our fans. We want to give them a good show. It's against the champion team. It's against a team that knocked us out of playoffs last year. So it has some relevance to me. And I think the players is also important that. So we'll try to prep a good competitive team for that game.
How would you assess the job that you've done personally this year?
I'm sorry?
How would you assess the job that you've done personally this year?
Well, I mean, I have to digest everything that have happened. I mean, I don't think it's time, this moment, to have those type of assessments. I think that will happen after Sunday, and we'll start that process of self-reflection and collective reflection on everything we have done. So I can tell you better probably later.
You probably didn't see this, but Joseph Martinez liked a post on social media that hinted at Carlos Bocanegra being fired as a cause for celebration. Can this team exist with Joseph and Carlos on it at the same time?
I mean, those type of questions, I don't know what to say. I didn't see that. So for me, you can answer better those questions.
Will Joseph play on Sunday?
Who knows? Yeah, we'll see.
How's Dom Dwyer's hamstring?
He's doing better. It's actually day by day. Today he had a very good session, so he's doing well. We'll see if he can be available for this game, and yeah, we'll manage that. Tomorrow probably we'll have a better idea.
What's been the good of this season?
Well, the good of the season, I would say many things. Again, I haven't had the time completely to really evaluate everything. I think the build of the culture is going in the right direction. I think that's something that is important for us, how we've been building a little bit the culture that we want. Obviously, the results didn't come together with that, but we feel like it's the right thing to build. And well, I think the identity of the team is there. I think one thing I'm very proud of is people knows how we play, and that's important. When you get that from the players and they buy into the idea of playing a certain way, it's important. At times, results doesn't come, but I think that's the right foundation for what is coming.
What are some signs that the culture is heading in the right direction? What have you seen that indicates that?
Well, many things. I think, the mood in general in the training sessions, in the building, the relationships we created, the fight that we found in many, many games where things were not going well, the next man up mentality that we had after, probably no one noticed the big injuries that we have had this year, but we have had some injuries that affect the team dramatically, I would say, especially in how we prepared the team in preseason based on certain players and the ideas that we had. And then suddenly, after 5-10 games, we lost almost 50% of those players, and we stick to the same. We stick to the same ideas, to the same process, to the same identity. So I would say that that's a positive, that it tested kind of the depth of the team, and overall I would say that in terms of performance was positive. Then the results didn't come in many games, but I think that's a good sign. And then again, in certain moments I felt that the mentality was the right one. Even again, when the results didn't come, we showed some personality that I really like. We never give up. We score many goals in the last minutes of the games, and that shows character, that shows the right mentality that I like. In other moments we didn't show, but I think it's going in the right direction.
This is your first large sample size with this group of players based upon how you want to play. Going into this offseason, how involved do you hope to be with shaping the roster for next season?
Well, we will see. Again, all those type of evaluations and things and assessments will come after Sunday. We're preparing this game only, and I don't think it's the right time to go all over roster for next year or anything like that. I think now I'm focused on Sunday and trying to prep the team for that. And probably we will have more answers for you in those terms probably after the season is over.
And you can correct me on this if I'm wrong. I'm trying to go from memory. Y'all can still train up till MLS Cup. Is that right?
Yeah, well, that's part of the plan. We're checking a couple of things, but yeah, that's kind of the idea.
And is it a full roster, or is it going to be just whoever's?
That's
in
what
town?
we are determining.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what still is in the air. We have to see a couple of things, but yeah.
Okay.
Good.
¿Cómo?
Yeah.
Gonzalo, ¿cómo va? ¿Cómo asimilaron esta eliminación y cómo fue esta semana? Me imagino no va a ser sencillo.
Sí, no, yo creo que todavía no asimila uno esas cosas, ¿no? Estamos en el proceso y quizás en este momento estamos simplemente tratando de seguir adelante en el último partido de la liga, que para mí en lo personal es muy importante porque es enfrente de nuestros fans, es contra el equipo campeón y el equipo que nos eliminó el año pasado de playoffs. Entonces yo creo que también los jugadores lo sienten así y bueno, tratando de preparar al equipo. Yo creo que eso es lo que, cómo estamos en ese momento, tratando de preparar al equipo para que llegue bien al próximo partido.
¿Desde dónde se encara, de dónde se sacan fuerzas para este partido que es más que nada por cumplir que otra cosa?
Bueno, no, porque yo creo que amamos lo que hacemos, ¿no? Nos disfrutamos estar aquí, somos futbolistas porque nos gusta jugar fútbol y yo creo que el equipo no necesita ese tipo de motivación de decirles, miren, vamos a pelear por esto o esto. Son jugadores profesionales que les encanta estar en la cancha. A veces es difícil sacarlos de los entrenamientos y decirles ya fue todo y ellos se quedan con ganas y bueno, yo creo que el jugador una vez que está en la cancha encuentra motivación en el juego en sí, les gusta jugar. Y desde ahí uno encara este tipo de encuentros donde para mucha gente no tendrá relevancia, para nosotros sí, simplemente porque estamos enfrente de nuestros fans y eso ya le da una relevancia importante. Aparte el rival es de jerarquía, es el equipo campeón y eso siempre motiva a estar en esos partidos.
Pensando rápido, sé que vas a después hacer tu análisis, ¿en qué se falló como para no haber podido entrar? ¿O cuál fue la causa principal que encontrás ahora pensando rápido?
Y una vez más, yo creo que es difícil así de bote pronto analizar 33 semanas y medias o 33 partidos y medio. No es fácil. Yo creo que requiere tiempo. Cuando realmente quieres analizar las cosas bien, toma tiempo, toma semanas, meses quizás, analizar bien todo lo que fue una temporada. Te diría que en términos generales algo que me queda de reflexión es que cuando uno planea la pretemporada o el roster, ¿no? Y tú ves ciertas características de jugadores, tú te imaginas cosas, ¿no? De cómo puede jugar este equipo. Siempre todo es en base a los jugadores, ¿no? Entonces yo tengo jugadores de ciertas características, el equipo puede jugar de esta manera. Entonces cuando empezaron las lesiones, ¿no? Que una vez más recuerdo que después de 5 o 10 jornadas nosotros perdimos casi al 50% de nuestro plantel titular. Y después perdimos en muchas partes otros tantos y eso yo creo que sí te cambia un poco la forma de cómo ver y cómo encarar el resto del torneo. Entonces en su momento yo traté de seguir con el mismo estilo de juego, con las mismas ideas, quizás cambiando a veces la formación, que fue algo que tuve que hacer debido a las ausencias, pero tratando de seguir con el mismo estilo. Y creo que, no sé, capaz que en algún momento pudimos haber ajustado esa parte, pero tampoco creo que el estilo al que uno puede cambiar, que incluso muchas veces parecía que era exigido acá, de decir, ok, vamos a negar la posesión y vamos a entregar el balón al rival y jugar al contragolpe, no creo en ese estilo como algo que pueda ser sustentable. Y no creo tampoco que tenga los jugadores que quedaron para jugar ese estilo. Entonces, pero un poco esa me entra la reflexión, ¿no? de cómo fue la reacción después de saber que perdiste a jugadores tan importantes en cuanto al modelo de juego y al estilo de juego. Y la otra parte es que siempre traté de respetar el estilo que creo que divierte a los fans, ¿no? Entonces tratar de buscar un estilo propositivo para los fans, que cuando tienes 30, 40 mil personas siempre en el edificio y mi primera intención es tirarme atrás y contragolpear, pues no sé qué tan divertido sea eso. Entonces un poco esas reflexiones son las que me quedan, después ya veremos te digo, en un análisis mucho más profundo, pues la metodología, el cómo entrenamos, el tipo de entrenamientos que hicimos, el manejo de grupo, situaciones que pueden mejorar y bueno, ya te digo, eso tomará mucho más tiempo, pero una reflexión que quizás me hago es esa, ¿no?
Parte de transitar el camino y de ir aprendiendo, ¿no? ¿Seguís el año que viene?
Pues hasta el momento sí.
¿Sí? ¿Ya tuviste alguna conversación? ¿Te lo confirmaron?
Sí.
O sea, confirmamos que
Sí,
te
sí,
quedás.
sí.
Te
Bueno, es que no soy yo quien lo tengo que decir,
No, está
porque
bien,
capaz
está
que viene,
bien.
pero capaz que esa pregunta la puedes hacer a Carlos, pero lo que tengo entendido es que sí.
¿Cómo sigue de acá en más? ¿Va a haber días libres? ¿Siguen entrenando?
Sí.
¿Hasta cuándo? ¿Hay alguna competencia planificada? ¿Algún viaje?
Y me preguntaba,
Sí.
parecido Doug, eso, ¿no? Hay ciertos reglamentos también del CBA y todo eso. Tienes que dar una semana libre después del último partido y después de eso puedes entrenar hasta un día antes de la MLS Cup, que es noviembre 4. Entonces estamos planeando algo así y viendo todo qué tipo de entrenamientos y qué fechas y cómo organizarlo es algo que ya estamos empezando a preparar.
La última, y sé que te vas a reír y no me vas a responder.
Ok.
¿Ya estás empezando a pensar en el equipo del próximo año y en qué tipo de jugador necesitas?
Sería una mentira decir que no, porque evidentemente una vez que te eliminan de este torneo, comienzas de alguna manera a moldear cosas, pero no de manera definitiva, lo que te podría decir. Y sí, creo que sabemos ciertas posiciones que nos hacen falta, pero te digo, también dependerá mucho de ese análisis que hagamos, porque te digo, ahora sería muy aventurado decirte necesitamos esta posición específica o esta. No hay que hacer un análisis de todo el año, a veces la percepción de los últimos partidos te queda ahorita y no es la realidad de lo que pasó en todo el año. Entonces es importante tomar unos tiempos de descanso, dar un poco de descanso mental, analizar de manera muy inteligente lo que fue todo el año y de ahí tomar decisiones.
Gracias, Gonzalo.
Perfecto, ok. Ya, gracias.
Thank you.